Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Now, today is a little bit of a more relaxed video. We're going to chill, we're going to be a little nostalgic. Why? Because normally I'd come on, I'd give you the latest in terms of the news, in terms of what's popping, in terms of what Chelsea are doing, this, that and the other. And I know a lot of you want to hear what's going on with Erling Haaland, but today we haven't got anything that's substantial about Erling Haaland, so we're going to put that to the side, just for today at least. Yeah, tomorrow is a new day. We'll see what happens. But for today, we've got big news, and that is what all of us have been expecting for a little while now, and that is Olivier Giroud. And I thought it's only right that we do a dedicated video to Olivier Giroud, and we speak about his contribution and what he's done, and you know, the little journey that he's had since joining in the 2017-18 season, where he had his full first season at Chelsea up until now, and made such an impact that I think a lot of us didn't expect. Let me show you exactly what Olivier himself has said, and we'll go from there. So Olivier took to Twitter to announce before Chelsea or AC Milan or Fabrizio Romano in that instance to say this as a goodbye to all of us Chelsea supporters. Check this out. So Olivier Giroud, to all the Blues, to my teammates, to all my coaches, to the whole club, a huge thank you for these special moments. I'm starting a new journey with a light and happy heart. Our victories in FA Cup, Europa League and Champions League have been magnificent. Love, Oli G. And you go down to see the impact that he has at Chelsea Football Club and what he leaves behind. There we are. That's the lovely, brilliantly edited picture of him with the 3 trophies that he has mentioned in Chelsea blue. And we wave goodbye to Olivier. And you know, it's funny because my story with Olivier Giroud, right? I remember when we were linked with him that summer, just before we were linked with Olivier Giroud, we were linked with Ashley Barnes. We were linked with, was it Danny Ings? I know we were linked with Andy Carroll as well. That was the same window where we were linked with Andy Carroll. And I remember seeing those rumours popping up and I'm thinking, what is going on? You know, we're going to turn ourselves into ANEFC because this lad's going to be in hospital more times. He's going to be playing for Chelsea. And that was a horrific window. I think we can all remember that one, and under Antonio Conte. But then Giroud came in. We're Premier League champions. We're waiting for a big transfer window. We don't get it. We don't get it at all. But then Giroud comes in. And Giroud comes in from Arsenal. And I remember at the time, I wasn't such a big Giroud fan. I knew that in moments, Giroud would do good things, you know. We remember the scorpion kick, for example, for Arsenal. We remember those little bits and pieces that he has towards the end of a game. He comes on for 20 minutes and he can score a banger. He can score a worldie. But more times than not, he was referred to as a lamppost, as lazy, doesn't really bring anything to the team, is stealing a paycheck. And when I see him play for Arsenal, when I saw him play for Arsenal, I was, you know, admittedly of the same mindset. I remember looking at Giroud and calling him a lamppost myself. I'm thinking, yeah, bloody Arsenal, they've got that lamppost up front, Olivier Giroud. Pff, he does nothing. So when Chelsea did end up getting him for a fee of, what was it, 18 million at the time? I mean, you know, not expensive, cheap, relatively for at the time what his age was and what he was bringing to the team and bringing to Arsenal. I found that as a shock. I was surprised that on deadline day we managed to pull Giroud out the bag because there wasn't any rumour prior to that. And when he signed for Chelsea, I'm thinking, I don't know what to think. You know, yeah, maybe there's a good striker in there, but what has he done for Arsenal? Not that much, you know. But then you look back at it, and let's pay attention to his stats here. His stats are actually quite telling. He made 253 appearances for Arsenal, scored 105 goals, 41 assists. Fair play. Fair play for a lamppost. Fair play. And then he come to Chelsea, and I honestly thought, I don't know what we're getting here. You know, is this guy going to be performing the same as he does at Arsenal, or are we actually going to get goals from him, you know, on a regular basis? Because that is what we needed. And I thought, let's roll with it. Let's see. Welcome to Chelsea, Olivier. Welcome to Chelsea, you know. And the impact that he had since that moment has been flawless. I am so happy with what Olivier Giroud has done for Chelsea Football Club. He's never complained. He's always carried a smile. He's always been professional. He's always not really caused a fuss. You never hear him with a scandal. You never hear him in trouble. You never hear him, arguing or creating issues within the dressing room. He's always professional. He puts his head down. He does a job. And every time we bring him off a bench and he comes on, he has an impact. He has an impact. And we've seen it under Antonio Conte, where we won the FA Cup and he was instrumental in winning that FA Cup trophy, especially when you remember towards the semi-final and the final that season when winning the FA Cup. Giroud was necessary and he delivered, and fair play to him. And then the following season under Maurizio Sarri, every time we needed someone to come off the bench and make an impact, someone to help link up, because that began to show that his role wasn't necessarily just a target man that you can get a ball to and he'll score. No, because he wasn't a prolific goal scorer, but he was there when you need him. And he was there as a link-up and someone that can be an additional support system for the players around him. At the time, Eden Hazard. You remember the link-up he had with Eden Hazard? Quite of an impact he had. And under Maurizio Sarri, I think you can thank Giroud for many of the attributes that Hazard began to show in terms of really showing his prime. Hazard under Sarri blew up. Many of the assists that Hazard had himself, thanks to Olivier Giroud. And that season we went on to win the Europa League. Giroud was our highest goal scorer in the Europa League. I think we can remember that. And it's weird because on a European level, he has so much impact. So much impact. And I think for Arsenal, Arsenal European competition doesn't really go hand in hand. I think we can all agree. But when Giroud was at Chelsea for European competition, whether that's the Europa League or the Champions League just this past season, he's been our highest goal scorer. He's been the man that delivers. And I don't know what it is about him on the European stage or coming up across different opposition across Europe, but he thrives and he knows how to put the ball in the net. And it's crazy. But that Europa League campaign, he was instrumental. And he managed to help us get that Europa League trophy. And you can thank him for that. That final against Arsenal where we beat them 4-1. And Hazard gave us the parting gift and we told him goodbye. Well, Giroud was the man that delivered in that final as well. And we got a big memory of that night where he on the coach with the Europa League trophy started shouting, "Thank you, Arsenal." Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that Giroud will be leaving Arsenal to come to Chelsea to win the final of a European competition against Arsenal and then him hold the trophy on the bus and telling everyone, "Thank you, Arsenal." No one would have pictured that in a million years. But it happened. Olivier Giroud, fantastic. And then this past season where, we had him under Frank Lampard and very professional. We knew that Frank Lampard wasn't going to use him and I think he made that perfectly clear from the get-go, and Giroud was happy with that. That's where we began to hear rumours about Giroud's possible departure and him looking elsewhere so he can compete at the Euros. But, he never caused a fuss. He never caused issues. We heard about the spat with Marcos Alonso. You guys remember that? That was causing a bit of a fuss. We heard about the fragmented relationship of Lampard with Jorginho, Rudiger, Kepa, some other players. You never heard it with Giroud. Giroud was always someone that just put his head down and was happy to just, toe the company line, show up for work, do his best, go home. And under Frank Lampard, we all thought it could be a possibility that he leaves. But every time he was called upon, he brought his experience and he managed to show exactly what he could do. Frank Lampard got sacked. We brought in Tuchel. And even with Frank Lampard, even with Frank Lampard, the group stages, you will remember that. Giroud was the one that was killing it. You remember Sevilla? Away Sevilla, 4 goals, thanks to Olivier Giroud. And that's where he pretty much racked up his tally, becoming the highest goal scorer for Chelsea in the competition. That one game alone. But that one game gave Chelsea so much confidence going forward because Sevilla was the hardest team in the group. We managed to just sweep them aside, thanks to Olivier Giroud. Very early on in that game, goal after goal after goal after goal. Absolutely smashed it. And that day he had the perfect game. Had a goal with his left foot, his right foot and his head. And if I'm not mistaken, a penalty as well. So I think it was the perfect 4 goals. absolute impact from Olivier Giroud. But going forward under Thomas Tuchel as well, we've seen what Giroud can do when he comes off the bench. We've seen the impact that he had to win the Champions League for us. And honestly, from minute one up until now, where he's leaving the club, he's had such an impact on this team. He's become a cult hero, and I have to say, Olivier Giroud, thank you so much. He is now heading off to AC Milan on a 2-year deal. So what I am going to say is, Olivier Giroud, thank you for everything. You're welcome back at Chelsea anytime. I never thought I'd say this, especially when he was an Arsenal player, but you are welcome back anytime. You have been superb and perfect, second to none from minute one up until now. We thank you for your contributions to winning the FA Cup under Antonio Conte. We thank you for your contributions under Maurizio Sarri and winning the Europa League. We thank you for your pure professionalism and impact in the Champions League, specifically under Frank Lampard, and continued impact under Thomas Tuchel to help us win the competition just overall. So now you're leaving. I'm glad that you actually managed to have a feature at the Euros as well, because that was your aim in getting game time. That way you could, feature for the Euros. And I just hope that now you go off to AC Milan. We wish you the best out there, and hopefully you get that one last appearance at the World Cup before we know you're going to call it a day and retire a happy man. So honestly, all the best at AC Milan. We wish you all the success in the world out there. I hope AC Milan win everything in Italy. Obviously, we're going to have to see how they come up against all the other teams in Inter Milan, Roma, under Mourinho, see what happens there. Juventus, it's going to be difficult, but we'll see what happens. Another thing, look after Fikayo Tomori out there. I'm sure he's going to want some support, and he's going to be very happy that you're going to be popping along. So Olivier Giroud, thank you so much for your contribution here at Chelsea Football Club, and we wish you all the success and the best. Remember, you're welcome back to Stamford Bridge any time. Good luck, all the best, and take care. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Your memories, your good moments of Olivier Giroud. Let me know in the comment section below. Let's get a little memorial going on in the comment section. I'd love to hear this. All of your memories of Olivier in Chelsea blue. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. But thank you all so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. And I'll see all of you tomorrow for brand new updates. We'll see what's popping, both in the football world and at Chelsea. And I'll see you beyond that as well. Thank you all so much. Have a good one. Look after yourself. See you tomorrow. Take care and peace.